Good morning to you. It's Daybreak, iFiber One News Radio. I'm Jeff Slakey. Hope you're having a good start to your day. And we are going to dive on deep into a great conversation with the Port of Shelton. And I've got Wendy Smith in the studio here this morning. And good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing? Happy New Year to you.
Thank you.
Nice New Year. Everything work out well?
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Had a great holiday season. So
New year, same look to the Port Commission.
Yep,
Christy
yep.
Buck retained her seat,
Yep,
and first big meeting is next week.
yes.
What's on the
yes.
docket, you think? What is going to happen?
We'll do our elections for officers.
Uh-huh.
I guess we do just the chairman and the vice chair and then the treasurer.
Okay.
And so they'll do that, and we have a couple new lease renewals and just a couple things, general business, nothing super major. So that's good.
Sometimes after the start of the new year, we're hearing all about it. There's up and down the coast. There's new laws. There's new taxes. There's new things that are being implemented. What's it look like for port property tenants?
Actually, this year we had quite a few changes for the new year, and I think the tenants are feeling them now because we just got through invoicing, and so they're getting their new bills. Marina was the most significant. We've talked a lot about it. They got a really approximately 2.5% increase on their rates, but we have I can't even think of what it's called, but it's like a construction fee. So we're going to be redoing those docks, and we had the fee already set at $810 per month per tenant, but that was really paying back for the guest dock refurbishments a few years back. So the new rate actually went up to $50 a month per tenant. So that's kind of the big stinger there.
Mm-hmm.
People knew it was coming. We warned them early. We implemented and put it in our budget. And so I don't think it's a big surprise, but some people are. And then the biggest thing with that is any tenant at our marina pays a month deposit. And so when you raise rates, you have to increase, that one month.
Yeah.
And so
Right.
that's kind of been the shocker. We haven't always been good at that. And so some people are playing quite a big catch up. And so that's been kind of a question in their minds as well. Why am I paying this giant deposit? And it's only because they had a deposit back from 2007, something like that. So that the hangar tenants hadn't had an increase since 2012. So we increased their rates. I want to say it was approximately 7%, and that was just across the board. We've kind of included the tenants. We've been paying their power just as a regular port cost for the hangars, and so instead we kind of weighed the option of, like the marina, we've metered every boathouse, every open slip. There's a big cost to do that. You have to buy the meters, you have to hire the electrician, you have to go out to bid. There's a huge undertaking. And so I averaged out the last 5 years, and per hangar it was like $3 something a month. And so we just that's why the rate went up 7%, was to kind of incorporate those costs within. So that's new for those tenants again, because we're increasing. They have a little bit of a deposit. That's a one-time,
Sure.
So, and then for the rest of the industrial tenants, they always have annual increases. Typically it's 2.5%. Some are 3%, some are 2%. It just kind of varies between how long their lease may have been. Or just time, how much time, that kind of thing. So they continue to get annual increases, but their big change was water. Our water system hadn't had an increase. We had increased Johns Prairie when we hooked into the city water back in like 2012, 2013, somewhere in there, but we hadn't done another increase across the board. So we increased, and our own resolution says that we'll match the city rate.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what we upped it to. So it went from 0.232, I think, to 0.248, something like that. Sanderson was a little bit lower than that because it hadn't taken on the increase a couple of years ago. So there's just some changes, nothing real major, nothing really dramatic, but it definitely, does affect a monthly payment. So
Stop me if I'm wrong here, please. But if you also look at the residents in the Port District, those folks have not seen any increases. in kind of like their general tax? I think hasn't it been a couple years that you guys have said, no, we're not doing any?
Well, we haven't. This year we did take the 1%, and last year we did. But that's such a big equation. It could be true. I hate to say that it's true. It's all based on values. This year we had a huge increase in property values. So when the values go up, that means the tax rate goes down. So typically, probably they didn't see an increase from the port, but I can't.
Okay.
Yeah. We're a pretty minor part of their overall tax bill.
Yeah.
And our, we have I'm going to forget this, but we have the capacity to, I think we can go up to 45 cents per thousand. Something like that, and we're always well under that. We've never hit that. Some entities hit that limit, and they can't. We have never even come close. But in the years where the values were, either declining, we were edging up there. But is it 45? That's ringing a bell, but I don't know. So don't quote me on that.
Right. Just scratch that whole last portion. Of
it. No, I mean it's if it's not 45, it's 54. I think it's 45. Okay. Oh, that sounds like it's
okay. Well,
so
good. Looks so good. And then eyes to the future, 2018. What are you guys expecting? Of course, big, massive growth in all sorts of sectors. But what you guys have any goals or plans for the port?
Well, we do. I mean, I think we're still online to get the septic system should be implemented out at Johns Prairie with the curb money. That should happen this month, and then the project, we're just waiting on some permits for the project to wall off that large building out at the old mill site. Once that's done, that's a very fantastic property for someone. We've showed it several times. It's going to be a big deal. You remember we auctioned and purchased those trailers, and so those office trailers are there for office space. So it's a great property sitting on 6 acres, most of which is paved because it was the mill, and so that's big. And so we're looking for some good action there. We budgeted to build some sort of an admin type building, not for us, but just an office type space. So we're still hoping to do that, probably at Sanderson. So that's, will remain to be seen. But other than that, I mean, I think just working with existing tenants, lots of them are trying to expand, and, we're lacking space. So just trying to figure out the best route to go on that.
You guys are pretty diversified. You have a lot of different types of business up there.
We do.
Is there anyone that you don't have that you're keying in on, or you think some certain type of industry would come in and really complement all the others? I mean, you guys have done a lot of work opening up the availability for the growers and processors in cannabis, and then the flupsies down here with the shellfish and anything like that.
I think probably the biggest thing that is kind of enticing, and whether or not they'd come would be, utilizing that old former fairgrounds property. And that is something that we'll be looking at. We're going to do some salvage on that. We've done a study on the lead and asbestos abatement, and so we'll have a couple different bids that'll go out on that, and then be able to salvage some of that, old timbers and, recycling metal. And but using that property as it's fit for use of the runway, aviation type use. And so that, just in my mind is some sort of a hub for distribution, whether it's a company that exists or a new company or a sub of a company or something, but someone to use that runway to get, flights out with packages or whatever. So, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. Very awesome.
That would be something that would
cool. Nice eyes on the future on that one then.
That is good.
Well, I guess we'll be back next week. Commissioner Taylor back from holiday next week, so that'll be good to talk with him, see how his New Year's was. I'm sure he's struggling there in Europe or wherever he is. All right, Wendy, good to talk with you.
Yeah,